Breaking news: 2 National Guardsmen shot in downtown Washington, D.C. 2 National Guard members from West Virginia were shot near the White House on Wednesday afternoon, officials said. The Guard members were a woman and man, according to a law enforcement official briefed on the situation, and both were in critical condition. Denise and I are devastated by the news that 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard were shot earlier today in Washington, D.C., West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey said on X. Our prayers are with these brave service members, their families, and the extraordinary men and women of our Guard who put themselves on the line every day. West Virginia stands united behind them. We will do everything in our power to support their families as they endure this unimaginable loss and will not rest until justice is served. A suspect is in custody, the Metropolitan Police Department said, and the scene has been secured. A man believed to be a suspect is in critical condition, the law enforcement official said. Multiple law enforcement agencies.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kash Patel, FBI Director. We're here to brief you on the tragic events that happened today at approximately 2:15 local time in Washington, D.C., where 2 of our brave members of the National Guard and the Department of War were brazenly attacked in a horrendous act of violence. They were shot. They're in critical condition. As you can see behind me, we have assembled the full force of both the federal and state and local law enforcement agencies to bring bear all of our resources to make sure we find the perpetrators responsible for this heinous act. And make no mistake, they will be brought to justice. Since this is an assault on a federal law enforcement officer, this will be treated at the federal level as an assault on a federal law enforcement officer. The FBI will lead out on that mission with our interagency partners, to include the Department of Homeland Security, Secret Service, ATF, DEA, and we're thankful for the mayor's assistance in this matter, the Metropolitan Police Department and their skills in investigating homicides and gun shootings in this city is exceptional. We will work together collaboratively because this is a matter of national security, because it's a matter of pride. President Trump has been informed. We've been in contact with the White House. We will shortchange the American public with no resources to make sure we find and safeguard our nation's capital right here in Washington, D.C., and bring anyone responsible for this heinous act of violence to justice. I would lastly like to add to the American public and the world, please send your prayers to those brave warriors who are in critical condition and their families. They are here serving our country. They are here protecting everyday Americans and citizens around the world in our nation's capital. They are the heroes of this day, and we must remember them on this day and every day, and their families and the sacrifice they have made. I will now turn it over to Chief Carroll of the Metropolitan Police Department. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeff Carroll. I'm the Executive Assistant Chief here at the Metropolitan Police Department. At approximately 2:15 this afternoon, members of the D.C. National Guard were on high visibility patrols in the area of 17th and I Street Northwest, when a suspect came around the corner, raised his arm with a firearm, and discharged it at the National Guard members. The National Guard members, there were other members that were in the area. They were able to, after some back and forth, able to subdue the individual and bring him into custody. Within moments, members of law enforcement in the area were also able to assist and bring that individual into custody. At this time, as the director mentioned, the National Guard members are being treated at a local hospital. DC Fire and EMS responded to the scene to provide first aid for those individuals and transport them to a local hospital. The suspect in this case was also transported for treatment at a local hospital. Madam Mayor?
Thank you. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C., and I, too, want to send my thoughts and prayers to the families of the guardsmen and to the guardsmen who are in critical condition in a local hospital. I am joined by members and leadership from the D.C. National Guard, from the West Virginia National Guard, United States Secret Service, Deputy Mayor Pia, Fire Chief Donnelly, and Metro's General Manager Randy Clark, and we join with the FBI Director in ensuring that MPD investigates, the U.S. Attorney prosecutes this case to the fullest extent of the law. I've had the opportunity to brief U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, who was speaking to the president when I called, as well as the United States Attorney Pirro, who assured me that this case will have her office's complete attention.
Mayor, this is very sad to hear that in Washington, D.C., a city that we all know that the security is high, the crime rate is now down. It's very sad to hear that some people are still dying just because they've been shot. This is very sad. By the way, our prayers to the families, stay strong. Oh my God, this is sad to see people who are just supposed to protect people are being targeted. Come on, this is savage, man. This is savage. Anyway, may God receive those who have passed away. I'm saying those who have passed away because I saw some news saying that they've passed away already. Both two have already passed away, which is very sad. May their souls rest in peace. Yeah. Anyway, welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And you might be thinking where I got those news said that they've passed away. Watch this.
We have a very unfortunate update now from the governor of West Virginia just in the last couple of moments here. He is confirming that both of the National Guard members that were shot today have passed away, have succumbed to their injuries. And I'm going to read this updated post now from the West Virginia governor here. It is with great sorrow that we can confirm both members of the West Virginia National Guard who were shot earlier today in Washington, D.C. have passed away from their injuries. These brave West Virginians lost their lives in the service of their country. We are in ongoing contact with federal officials as the investigation continues. Our entire state grieves with their families, their loved ones, and the Guard community. West Virginia will never forget their service or their sacrifice, and we will demand full accountability for this horrific act. We have two families in West Virginia that will not see their children come home ever again because they've been shot by a murderer in the middle of the nation's capital, only a few blocks away from the White House, a city that is supposed to be the safest city in America. And we have now all witnessed together two National Guard troops, two young men or women, we don't know yet, have now lost their lives in the line of duty.
Anyway, I'd like to let you know that now the suspect is in custody. Maybe let's wait until we hear what comes from the people who are in charge, at least to interrogate him. Yeah, let's wait until we see and we hear the real news, who is the really shooter of these people. Yeah, that's what I can say. Yeah, may them keep on resting well. Yeah, it sucks, man. It really sucks. And let me say bye. And shout out to the owners of the clips used in this video. Thank you very much, guys, and let's meet in another episode. But please remember to pray for them and to pray for the families so that God can give them patience, because it's very hard. They are passing through hard moments. Yeah. Bye.